Can we rewind it a little bit? I got questions for you.
Sure.
Remote control.
Right.
How do you get involved in that? They just do a call or somebody says you'd be good for the show?
Speaking of confidence, I'll give you, it's beyond confidence. You might call it narcissistic delusion, but I'm doing comedy. I'm doing all right, but I'm not really but I'm big with the comedians, but not with the audiences. But I have this voice only with cigarettes. So I sound like, sound like I'm from Staten Island.
Like you got the trach.
Yeah. And then they go, hey, we want you to be the announcer on Remote Control. And I'm going, the announcer? I don't mean for the host. But so I was like, yeah, I guess nothing else is going on. This is all in my mind. I literally have nothing going on, but you'd think I'm I'm negotiating.
Right.
Just
like you don't have rent.
Yeah, like a cocky idiot. And then so they make us read copy. So the only thing I knew about showbiz, because I had done one commercial for Burger King, and I made $4,000, which was incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It ran a lot of times, but still $4,000, 1987.
Right, that's a lot.
So I'm like, they're saying the copy will be included. I go, how much I get paid to read these commercials? Suzuki, all this stuff. They go, nothing extra. It's just part of your job. I have the worst attitude.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the copy. They literally almost fired me. I'm going, Suzuki. Yeah, you got to get it. Motorola. With the worst attitude. So the advertising people are calling them up going, this guy's disrespecting our products. They go, stop doing that. But I'm so angry because I think I know, like, they're supposed to be paying. They're not.
Right.
But, it's part of but in my mind, I'm like, that's it. So what happened was all the kids watching the show loved the fact, and then the girl with me starts reading it, making fun of it too.
Right.
All the kids love the fact that we disrespect the brand.
Doing terrible reads.
They're 15, 16, so they love that we're going against the grain.
Right.
We're not trying to be like thirsty, like, hey, Motorola guys, it's all good. We're like bad-mouthing them. So it became hugely popular, so they let it slide. They were going to fire me for that.
Really?
Yeah.
And then did the advertisers accept it? They realized that
I guess they must have,
so funny.
But isn't that funny? Because the kids clicked with the show. One of the reasons they clicked was we didn't stop in the middle of this sarcastic show and start being sincere.
Right.
Going,
you kept
hey,
going the same
seriously,
way.
the products,
Yeah.
So I guess they liked the fact that we had a bad attitude too.
So you speak highly of Ken Ober, and I thought he was good on that show, but you say he was funny too. I didn't know him.
Ken Ober. Well, first of all, when you really look at running that show, having to be a host of a show, and still having to be funny, but still having to run the show with all these moving parts.
Right.
He was really good at it. I mean, when I look back, I go, even at the time, I was like, it was impressive. But we would do shows. He was a stand-up before that.
Yeah, and he was funny stand-up?
He was
Really?
mostly crowd work. He was ahead of his time. He'd be big today.
Yeah. He'd be the Matt Rife of today.
Yes.
Right.
He was just crowd work guy, but he was so quick at crowd work.
Oh, that's interesting.
But he loved to. I told you, I don't know if I know I've told Bobby this, but one of the great things about Kenny was he would, like one time, I would keep trying to tell him, like, we've got to get serious and get stand up, and this is not going the way we want, artistically. And he goes, listen to me. I don't care. I go, what? He goes, I'm in show business to meet girls, to get free tickets to things. They fly me places. I eat and I drink I go to parties. He goes, that's all I care about. He said it to me. It was one of the funniest.
He's living life.
He was like, that's it. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. He wasn't there for the artistic integrity. Yeah.
Yet he was he was quick and creative.
Right.
But he was like, I don't care. And that's what I loved about him. Like,
that's so funny.
And he knew that early. He wasn't like trying to be like, yeah, we'll get to it. He didn't pay me lip service. He goes, I don't care. And I was laughing so hard.
I remember we were trying to name all the girls. Can you remember the girls?
Oh, sure. I mean, you had, first was Marisol.
Marisol. I thought she was the hottest.
What about Kari?
Well, Kari was something else, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one of those girls did you hook up with?
Nobody. I mean, me and Kari made out one time. Here's what I love about Kari. You want to talk about a team player? One time she goes, everybody used to say we were banging all the time. And then
because she was all over you on TV.
Yeah, because that was her part.
Right.
But then I go, one time I go, everybody says we banged. I keep trying to tell him no. She goes, you can tell him. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Nice.
She was great.
Carry on with that.
And then I saw her at Kenny's funeral,
Uh-huh.
and she was 41 or 42 by then. or
Still looking
something.
good.
Oh my God!
Really?
No, it was insane how good she looked. It was crazy.
Wow.
She was really cool. All those girls were really nice. You know what I mean? Like they all had like.
Well, they knew their bit. They knew their part. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And they were just cool. Like they weren't. They had to be cool because if they weren't cool, it wouldn't have worked. Like that show was so insane.
Right.
Life was so insane.
It wasn't about like the bitchy hot girl. It was the fun girl.
They were all hot, but they were exactly. They
Yeah.
were all, and we'd go to these crazy parties. You know what I mean? Everybody had their
That must have been the
conflicts.
great life.
It was the only time in life where you look at something and go, oh, behind the scenes, not like it was like that. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We were friends with. It was like a movable party because I tell people all the time, like at that time, every place MTV went, we weren't going for a serious, in-depth study.
Right.
We were going, and the party was waiting for us.
Yeah.
When MTV gets here, we're going to start the party. So it didn't matter if you were in the smallest town or the biggest city. Everybody there was young kids that wanted to party.
Yeah.
So it was always
how old
fun.
were you at the time? 20s?
28, 29. Yeah.
How great is that?
It was great.
Yeah. Funny. So forget the girls. Then you have like the first time I ever saw Sandler was on that show.
Yeah.
Stud Boy.
Yeah. What?
Dennis Leary.
Canteen guy. Can't right?
Oh,
we
my-
got Leary. That was
Yeah,
the other one
Leary
I
was on
forgot.
And Larry. Well, Canteen, I mean, I knew the both of them before that.
Yeah.
We were all friends. Everybody knew each other. But Sandler came in with those characters. You want to talk about ahead of its time. Those characters were like so like mocking doing characters.
Yeah. Canteen Boy was.
Canteen Boy was idiotic.
Yeah.
And then he did this other boy called Bossy Boy. He was just making up these stupid characters. Bossy Boy. He got makeup to put like orange dots on his face, like he had freckles or
Right.
acne. I'm not sure. And he would just walk in with a fast food uniform and just start being an asshole. Just yelling
Yelling
at
at everybody.
Bossy Boy.
He had to be young too. He had to be such
He
a
was
kid,
really young.
right?
He was 19 or 20.
And was Stiller on there? I remember seeing Stiller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
'cause
we
Stiller and Leary did like a Starsky and Hutch thing, didn't they?
Oh, no.
Who was that?
Stiller did like this whole U2 thing, which was very funny.
Okay.
But that was at MTV. He did a lot of MTV stuff with us.
Yeah, I
too.
remember.
But I mean, it was Leary. Leary is funny. That's my brother. We would just fight all the time. Or my
Yeah.
cousin. We were just getting fights on the show and just start fighting each other.
Oh, I love Leary. I
Yeah,
think
he's
he's
great.
Didn't
great.
he do a Keith Richards character or something on there?
Oh yeah, and he
Yeah.
did Keith Richards and Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
It was he did
funny.
again Andy Warhol.
That's so funny.
But
Remote control.
Leary's the guy.
I'm
yeah.
surprised they didn't try to do that more. They didn't try to bring it back, or maybe they did and I didn't notice.
I don't think they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it was groundbreaking at the time, but then every show was like it.
Yeah,
so
that's
if it
true.
came out now, it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah.
But every show tried to be ironic after that. But like the reason it was so entertaining was not only that was a great idea for a show with all these, but also me and Kenny was so disrespectful of the process
Yeah.
because we were like, we shouldn't be doing this. We're comedian, so that it made it work.
Yeah.
Like it hit with kids because we really were not trying to be sincere for 1 second.
Well,
And kids loved it,
It
right?
was groundbreaking.
You guys
it really
did, yeah.
was. Yeah, we really did.
Because
I
high
mean,
school kids like that ironic, like, we don't give a damn because we
Yeah.
didn't give a damn.
when you did sing along with Colin, and it was so awful.
Yeah.
And I just thought that nobody did awful, nobody.
Right.
Yeah, and to see you do that, I was like, this guy he gets it, man. That's funny.
Totally awful. And the commercial reads were awful. And Kenny would just be the host, but he'd be the host. That's why I always say Kenny was so good. He'd be the host.
Yeah. He could be a straight guy.
He did it
could
both,
be
but he'd also be making fun of it the whole time.
right.
And that was like hard,
That's so funny.